So hi everybody, today we'll show you how to upgrade Debian 10 Buster to Debian 11 Bullseye. We will update a machine that's called Core 1. Let's see, ping Core 1. Okay, you see it's up and running, which provides a service to me, and it is basically Jupyter notebook. So you see Core 1. Give it a minute. Okay, and here is my Jupyter notebook running on a remote computer. This permits me to do intensive calculation out of my laptop. Okay, so this is the service we want to get update, which runs in my case in a virtual machine. So as usual, you should back up your machine before doing the upgrade. In my case, this is a KVM virtual machine, so I made the snapshot before doing this process. Okay, for you it will depend on your configuration and your setup. Okay, so let's do it. One thing to know is this machine provides a few services. When one is SSH Core 1, and the other service you saw is the web server, and of course the Jupyter notebook. Also, this machine is inside a Windows domain through Samba. Okay, so these are things to keep in mind when we do the upgrade of the operating system, because the operating system will ask what to do with configuration file which changed, but we will see that when it happens. Okay, so let's do it. I logged in Core 1. The first thing to do is to change the sources for Debian packages, remove some old stuff, replace string buster with Bullseye. Okay, let's check Bullseye is done. Then in this line, the security line, you must change this to this, and we check Bullseye security. Okay, done. Save, close. Let's do apt sudo apt get update. Okay, I made a mistake into, you see here, security. Let's correct it. Security get update. Okay, good. So the second command we will give is apt upgrade. Okay. One note on what I'm doing is that if there are problems with the network, we will be in trouble. So when you do an upgrade via SSH, like I'm doing, just make sure that you can reach the machine physically in some way. Reaching the machine physically in a certain sense, because look this, it's not really necessary to reach it physically if it is a virtual machine, because you can do, for example, like this. Look this, push R1, okay, you see here, in this case these are virtual machine, VMware, and so you see from this I had a physical access to the machine because I have a VNC connection to the container of the virtual machine, so physical access is not really necessary. But let's go back to our installation. So something went wrong during the loading of the packages, no problem, do it again. You see that package that failed now has been found, because this, for some reason I don't know this happened, probably because a lot of people is trying to upgrade these days. Debian 11 is new, and probably due to high traffic there are some issues sometimes downloading file. This happened. I've upgraded more than 5 machines up to now, and it happened quite a few times that I was not able to download the file in the first step. You just redo it and it comes. Okay, these are notes that you should read about what is new, what is changed, and so on. Well, I read them already, and for me it's all fine. So I press Q and I quit, and I let the system go on. So a few words about Postgres. Two machines had databases inside Postgres databases, and Debian upgrade Postgres from 11 to 13, keeping the database intact. So I'm very happy with that. It didn't need extra configuration from my side. And also very interesting is that the Samba has been upgraded, also that has been upgraded in the client, and the Active Directory domain controller also has been upgraded without any issues. So here Debian has made a very good job, in my opinion, in this respect, and made the transition really transparent. There is only one point that you need to be careful if you are in the domain. Okay. So here it tells us there are some libraries, some services need to be restarted. Yes, okay. Restart services during the upgrade when you need it. Yes, do it. Of course, you need to warn your users you are doing that. For example, the system I upgraded before this one was the NAS server, and I tell the 2 or 3 users that are still in the office in August that I was doing that. So I warned them, don't change anything on the NAS server, on the shared file system, because I'm doing some changes. So, you know, as a system administrator, you know you need to do that. So I was saying about the Samba configuration. The only thing you need to be careful is you need to keep your configuration when you will be asked. Okay, your configuration file. In case you don't know what to do, you just copy your configuration file, the old configuration file, and install the new configuration file. We'll see more in detail when it will ask us to change the configuration files, but since now we have a lot of time waiting for packages to download and install, Okay, it set up. I was just checking I did have enough space for the configuration for the upgrade to go on, because it was suspiciously stopping for a long period. Let's see. Let's see what I have. Yeah, in fact, I have plasma here. Let's see. XFCE, yeah, since I have the graphical system in this machine, this makes things a bit slower, let's say quite slower if they were, if I wouldn't have X and desktop manager installed. Unfortunately, I tested the Jupyter notebook in X before making it available on the web, so I had to install all of that stuff, and now it's actually not so useful, so the upgrade process will take a bit more time. Anyway, Okay, so this is the first thing, first file that the system asks us to change. So what you can do is sudoers, and okay, you know what it does. So you can press D to show the differences. So you see here, this is what the new package put, and this is what we had before with the minus. Okay, so you have my users that can do whatever it wants. I want to keep it, so I say I keep my version of the file. Keep my version, and see, observe that now I'm not able to connect anymore to core 1. Before I made a mistake and I was connecting to beta. Also, it is interesting to observe that the connection is not falling, and that is very important, otherwise we will not be able to do the upgrade via SSH. This is very good. On the other side, you see, SSH is not anymore possible. The process is really very slow, so we're going to just wait and read something else. Okay, sysctl.conf difference. Let's see the differences. You see, what I add is this. I want to keep it, so default n is n. Keep current. No, keep current version. Okay, it finally finished. So without doing anything, we do the final step. Yeah, I can SSH there. This is good. So let's keep on the configuration and let's run the last step. So this I'm checking what's installed in this system, and I see that there is some GNOME. I didn't even remember to have that. Hey, wait, no. XFCE, no. Maker, no. So I'm not sure if I have at all desktop environment in the system. So we cannot say the fault for the delay was up to the desktop environment software. It must have been something else. Of course, to run Jupyter, we need a lot of things. So okay, you see something failed, from the drive and failed. Okay, we insist a bit. And you see now it comes, it's reading and preparing to do the changes. Let's hope for the best. It doesn't take other 2 hours to do it. And as I told you, other server I updated, it was quite fast, took about 15 minutes to do everything. So this I read also before. No, I don't see anything really critical. So the only step when we need to be really careful is the only step where we need to be really careful is when it will ask us about the Samba configuration. That must be okay, or there will be problems. So we are at an important point. The Samba configuration absolutely keep the local version. Okay, our crony keep the local configuration because I have my time server inside my LAN, so, and I've already seen it works, keeping my configuration. Okay, apparently it has finished, so let's see. Okay, I can switch to it. Let's reboot it. Okay. I can SSH. Let's check. Everything seems okay, up and running. It's strange. So let's go to test it. Core 1. Ta-da! Ta-da! So Jupyter is not running, and it is see, there is no port 8081, so Jupyter is not running. Also, if you do this, see, there is a problem running Jupyter, which we will see later. But what is most important for us is that in general the Debian system restarted. Look, now I enter a Windows domain user, so this all works well, and status says everything is running. So in general the Debian package management has done a very good business. Consider that it took a long time, but certainly a lot shorter than it would have taken if I had to restart everything. Now let's wait a bit and see if I'm able to restart the Jupyter notebook. Of course, Python stuff is, as you know, not stable a lot, so we can expect that things break. It's normal. Okay, let's wait and see. I fixed it. It was not that difficult. The point is that Jupyter Lab was installed with pip3 installed, or pipe3, and so it was not a Debian responsibility to keep it updated. The reason why I use pipe3 to install this package is because Python stuff moves fast, a lot faster than you can track it with Debian stable, so it's better to keep it in that way. And now that we have pipe3 installed Jupyter Lab, let's go to see it. I tested here, it was running, you see, it was running well. So now let's see the status of my service. It's down, but I need to turn it on. Start. Let's see the status now. It seems to work. Close. Now let's go here, core 1 Borderland, and voila, we have it. Jupyter Lab is ready to do some calculation. So in conclusion, we have seen that the upgrade process was successful only if you do it as you see. Remember that if you install stuff with packages that are not Debian packages, it's up to you to keep them upgraded and reinstall them if it's needed. So that's all for today. Goodbye.